Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Margaret, also known as 7 Plaza here and on Instagram. Today is day 19 of the 100-day project. And the project for today is making these very cute little boxes that you can store ephemera in, like postage stamps or labels, stickers, or send them to a friend in Happy Mail. So that's my project for today. Let's see what we'll be using. You can make this project using scrapbook paper, or what I did was printed out some lovely digitals from Victoria Designs on 160 GSM cardstock sort of photo paper. I'm using this one. This is 160 and it's in the color pearl. It's a little bit lighter than ivory, but not stark white, so that's nice. And you could also use 180, I believe. In this case, I'm using printable. Be sure you have it printed on both sides, or use scrapbook paper that is also printed on both sides. You need 2 pieces of paper, and I'll give you the measurements. This one is 10 centimeters by 16 centimeters, or 4 inches by 6.5 inches. That is not precise because you cannot translate centimeters to inches precisely, but just about 4 by 6.5. And then this is 8 by 19 centimeters, or 3 by 7 something inches. I think 7 and 1/8 or something similar to that. So these are the measurements. Let's get started. We're going to start with the bigger piece, which will be the box itself. I am going to take out my trusty friend Kermit. And there we go. I'm sorry ladies, I'm gonna work in centimeters. If I have to do the calculations, I would not, my brain would hurt, as a girl would say. Gonna put it against the longer side and then score it at 2 centimeters. There's one, there's no, I'm sorry, we're gonna have it first at this side, the longer side. Score it at 2 centimeters. And then I also want this part to be 2 centimeters. So you can score it at 8. Or if you want to be very handy, just flip it around and then score it again at 2. That's what I do most of the time. So these 2 score lines over here. Then we're going to flip it to the longer side. And then we're going to score it at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is this one. Now, if you're going to do it in inches, let's say this is 1 inch and this is 3 inches and then again 1 inch, which makes perfect sense. Flip it around, then double this to the first one. So this was 1 inch, so you have to score it at 2 inches. And also the other part will be at 2 inches. So both of these sides will be at 2 inches or 4 centimeters. So you have some nice equal parts. Good. I'm gonna fold them. I want this to be the the middle part, the inner part. I did not score this well enough. 2 centimeters, love. Yep. There we go. And then this was 4 or 2 inches. And again, we are going to make some cuts. We're not going to cut pieces off. It's very hard to see, but there's a score line over here and then a score line over here, and that's going to be on all 4 corners. I am not going to cut the corner piece off, but I am going to cut the corner piece in up until the next score line, like so. And I'm going to do that on all 4 sides, all 4 corners, up until the score line. It's even very hard for me to see, so I can imagine you'll be like, where? On the score line. There we go. So now we have like these 4 flappies. Yeah. I prefer to cut a little bit of the flaps on both the ends, on both sides, just a tiny bit, to have them a little bit smaller. Why? Because then the folding of the box, in my opinion, will be much easier. Just a sliver, and I mean a tiny bit. On all 4 corners. There you go. If you want to find some exact measurements and a much more professional way to do this, look it up on Pinterest. On Pinterest there are lots of examples and ways you can do this with exact measurements, and also in inches, if you prefer to do it in inches. I did look it up at one time, and then I just, you know, did my own thing, because that's just me. So there, this was not straight. I'd like to make 2 more score lines. It's not necessary to do that, but I found it very handy with the folding part. Here's Kermit again. Gonna fold these away, these 2. Bye, you go this way, thank you. Then this is 4 centimeters or 2 inches, and just score it in the middle. So at 2 centimeters or 1 inch on both sides. There you go. Now we're going to do some folding, and make sure, is this the inside of or the outside? If you want this to be on the outside, you have to fold it over the other way, of course. It's fairly simple. Put the 2 pieces together over here and here. I am going to use a little bit of glue, but you could also staple it if you, for example, have a tiny attacher. I do not have a tiny attacher, but something very similar. There we go. Some more glue. It's starting to look like a box. Now fold this over and then this over again. See if it fits. Otherwise, you have glued the pieces too close to one another, because this needs to fit over it. Will that work? Yep. Again on the other side. And we're going to glue it down. Here's one. Here's the other one. I'd like to have some assistance, please. Put this here. Put this one here. And now letting this piece dry. While we're letting the other piece dry, I'm gonna make like the, I don't know, what is it? A lid, a closure, the top part. And for that we're gonna use the 8 by 19 centimeters. You could also do it 8 by 18 centimeters, but I made one of those before. And then it's very hard to fit the box in. It will fit eventually, but I'd rather have it much easier. Which means that this width is 1/2 centimeter bigger than the box. So it's much easier to have it close. So I need to think now. We need to start with 2 centimeters. Yep. Let me explain. That is this part, 2 centimeters. Then we need this part, and this part would have been 6 centimeters, but we want it a little bit longer, wider, I mean. So I'm gonna score it at 6.5, which is very difficult. This is 5, 6.5 is, no, 2, and then 6.5 is 8.5. Oh, I'm so bad at this. I'm sorry, guys. 2 centimeters, 8.5 centimeters, then 2 again. 1, 2, which is the other part. Lost my spot. Then 6.5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. Or just have 2 from this side. Yeah, making it easy on myself. Yes, that will work. So I'm gonna fold this piece over and also this piece. Again, be sure which side you want to be on the inside and which you want to be on the outside. And then the last piece. And this is rather simple. It should be rather simple. You have to glue these pieces together. Sounds simple, right? Yeah. Make sure they line up. Cannot get any assistance because they won't fit in here. So I'm using my bone folder to squish down the glue. There we go. Guys, I hope this fits because this is the 3rd time I made this video and it didn't fit all the times. None of them. Yesterday they all fit, so hopefully this works. Look at that! Yes, yay, thank you. Ta-da! Now, isn't this absolutely adorably cute? I think so. We could decorate it. We could. Let's try that. It would have been much smarter, of course, if we would have decorated the top of this box if we hadn't folded and glued it together, because now we really have no base to glue it on. But you know, you live and learn, live and learn. What I want to do is decorate it with some tiny bits, and instead of getting out all my boxes with the tiny bits, and you know, I have lots of boxes with tiny bits, I want to make some tiny bits myself. So 2 projects in one. What I wanted to use were my tiny die cuts. I have these are magnetic sheets. Brilliant, because that's why I store them and keep them handy. I want to use all my small like tags, bits and stuff, and make really nice small tiny tags. And let's see if we can use that. I'm also going to use this one, hole reinforcers. I'm just going to put everything that I think I might like on here. There we go. This is my very old die cut machine, and I want to use these pages. These pages are by Vintage by Me, one of my favorite Etsy shops, and I printed both of these two 2-page. Normally they're A4. And here's what I do, because I had some questions: how do you make these lovely tiny little tags? Well, I position them on the paper like this. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. I have some nice sections that you really like. Let's have this one with 2 cups over here. Sort of a window. So that's what I usually do. Of course, numbers, because I love numbers. A nice word. This looks nice. Very tiny ones. also have some letters or numbers. Over here, do we have some more? Sure, let's do this one. Having my hole reinforcers. Let's see if this will fit. Oh yeah, that looks nice. And this one. Getting my tape. I have some washi tape. This is a lot of work because I need to use a lot of washies. And I'm just... There's probably a much quicker, better way, but I have not figured that out yet. Because I found if you just put a plate on and flip it over, they will all switch places, and we do not want that. Maybe if I had like a big expensive machine, that wouldn't work that way, but let's do it like this. I also printed this on that bit heavier paper. Stick down. I'm making much more than I need for this project, but I just do not want this page to go to waste. So I'd rather fill it up completely and do it all in one go. Also using one tape for 2 bits. I'll have a little bit of tape left here. Yes, so I'm gonna take this to my machine, which is somewhere else. I'll be right back. And here they are. I moved in a little bit closer because these are tiny. I made some hole reinforcers that I'm gonna keep somewhere else, and some lovely little tags, labels. I'm just gonna decorate this one on camera, and the other ones I do off camera. I was thinking about having one over here, and then maybe this one. Some numbers. Sure, I do want to ink them. You could also ink the box if you wanted. I did it with this one. You hear some noises. My cat is trying to wash herself. And then she makes funny noises. Okay. I'm gonna use some normal glue stick. There we go. Putting on the first one. And then we would have this one here. It works well enough. Just put your fingers in. It's actually okay. But it would have been a lot easier if we had not glued it together. So there you go, so cute. And then you could, for example, keep all the other parts in. Perfect. Let's look at the end result. Here they are. I did decorate the other ones as well. So cute. So cute. You could also put some decorations on the sides and leave it inside. This part, what I thought, let's leave it at that. Also did this one with a little stamp and little number because already had so much going on. And then this one, and I also did ink it because I enjoy that effect. So tiny boxes. Ladies, I hope you liked it, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 20, I guess. Bye bye.